Waste management has become a global crisis, and nowhere is this more visible than the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a floating mass of plastic larger than many countries. Seeing the scale of that pollution made me realize how important it is to take responsibility for my own waste. My name is Hannah, and for my sustainability commitment this term, I committed to reducing my use of single-use plastics. To do this, I focused on three main areas: how I shop, how I store food, and what everyday products I use. My goal was to choose low-waste options whenever possible and to pay attention to how much plastic I normally go through. I wanted something practical but impactful, something I could realistically keep doing after the course ends. One of the biggest adjustments I had to make was meal prepping and baking more. I made homemade English muffins, pudding, and breakfast wraps, which cut down a lot of plastic packaging from store-bought items. On average, I'd say I avoided about 3 to 5 plastic containers a week just from baking instead of buying packaged versions. I also changed the way I grocery shop. Instead of my usual routine, I started using the Flash Food app. It reduces food waste by selling items close to their expiry. This also meant I bought fewer brand new plastic wrapped items. I replaced several everyday items with reusable or paper packaged alternatives, like glass straws, silicone stasher bags for leftovers, and natural soap from the refillery at Teasdale Apothecary. I also switched to feminine hygiene products in paper boxes instead of plastic. Over the term, these small changes helped me avoid dozens of single-use items. Any plastic I did end up with, I tried to repurpose. I found a plastic water bottle a friend left behind, and instead of throwing it out, I used it as a planter for a plant cutting I had. Every Sunday on my walk, I committed to picking up litter. It's small, but it's a way of giving back to my community and keeping plastic out of storm drains and waterways. These changes didn't eliminate all my plastic. I still ended up with some packaging every now and then, especially with quick snacks like granola bars. But overall, my plastic use dropped noticeably, and I became more aware of how often plastic shows up in everyday life. Even reducing a little each week makes a difference, especially over the long term. This commitment helped me connect with course ideas about consumer behavior and environmental impacts. I thought a lot about life cycle impacts, how every product has a beginning and an end, and how individual choices can shift demand over time. Some of the changes I had to make were easy, like using glass straws. Others took effort. Meal prepping takes time, and flash food options aren't always predictable. This meant I had to plan meals more carefully, check the app daily, and remind myself to bring my reusable items. But these habits got easier over time. These adaptations are realistic for other students too, especially switching to paper packaged products and using flash food, which is budget friendly. I learned how much plastic was in my routine without me noticing, and how small swaps actually add up over time. This experience showed me that sustainability isn't about being perfect. It's about being mindful and making consistent choices. Even small changes really do count. Thanks for watching.